Hey everyone, welcome back to Plaid Guy's Garage. Today we're going to be reviewing some of the work that I've been doing over the past couple months with the new Xtool D1 20W. In previous videos, I've had a few people ask me if I sell the things that we're going to look at today, and yes I do. You can reach out personally to find out what the prices are and how to buy them. But without any further ado, let's take a look at what we've been creating. Okay, we're going to start off pretty simple. The very first thing we have are some gift tags. With Christmas just around the corner, we've made out some simple looking gift tags here. You can paint these any color that you want. You can kind of put in any kind of small designs in the bottom. If there's anything custom that you want for a particular product, you can add it on there. Very simple. They sell very quickly. Nice, easy little things to be cutting out. I can do quite a few of these within one sheet that goes onto the Xtool D1. So they're a very handy and very quick product to put out. Next up, we have, again, something similar. We're going into more of the Christmas ornaments kind of style and little decor items. So we have some snowflakes. And they go hand in hand with these 2022 little tiny tree ornaments, or any kind of ornament for around the Christmas season, or possibly New Year's. Again, very simple. Snowflakes are a little bit more delicate when you're trying to pop them out, but overall it's not too difficult to be able to do it, and I think they come out looking quite well. The 2022 was a little bit for a mixture between Christmas and New Year's. Some people like them. They're all right. Again, they're very quick to cut out. Everything here is simple, easy to paint, easy to cut, good to move at Christmas markets. Moving along, we'll now take a look at some of the Christmas ornaments specifically that we've been making for this holiday season. To start off, this one's a little bit damaged from our demo at the last Christmas market, but we have a Merry Christmas round ornament with some deer around the top and the trees at the bottom. This one's unfinished as a demo product, but very delicate. This one is tricky to create just because of how fine the lettering is and how hard it is to pop things out, but a very nice looking ornament. Next up, we get into more of the family ornaments. So I'll lay a couple out here and we'll go over them. We have one for mom right now. We have one for dad. And we have, for potential newborns this year, My First Christmas. So taking a closer look at the mom. Mom's got some snowflakes and the cursive name of mom. These can be painted any color. They also have the backer, so it makes them a little bit easier to put some contrast. If you don't want the back plate, you can take the back plate away, and you can then have this open air kind of ornament for your tree. Similarly, you have the one for dad. Also, you can take away the back plate. I find this one does look a bit better with that back plate. You have a little cabin and Frosty the Snowman. And then the My First Christmas is very delicate as well. This one I do prefer to have a back plate on it just to give it some additional strength so you don't break the lettering. You can take it away. It's a little harder to read as well, but a nice ornament for those who have a new family member joining them this holiday season. Moving along, if you maybe have some furry friends in your house that you want to make feel special and include it during the holiday season as well, we have a cat and a dog and even a deer ornament. The cat and dog can be customized to have your animal's name on them. The deer one is more of just a visual kind of seasonal ornament. Again, all three of these can be painted and colored anything you want. They all come with or without the back plate again, so they can be a little bit more of a window decoration if you want it. All of these are very quick to cut out. They can be a bit delicate when it comes to painting and when it comes to actually popping out the cutout pieces, But so far, the 20-watt laser's been doing a really good job at getting nice clean cuts through, which makes the popping out process a little bit easier. And finally, the last ornament that we have is just more of a, I guess a gag gift almost. It's kind of just a bearded guy with a couple of snowflakes. Can look nice. Overall, these are more for kind of just giving to friends or anyone that you have that might have a nice full beard like this for the holiday season. Moving down the line, we have these engravings of a Christmas truck with the Christmas tree, farm fresh Christmas trees, nice little sign. These engravings are quite nice. They're easy to finish. They're long lasting. Currently being put onto about a half-inch thick board. So easy cuts, easy blanks. Can finish in different stains, different finishes, glossy or matte. All of them tend to turn out pretty good. And a nice simple little product that's good for Christmas season decorating. Continuing on, we have some small deer. These are miniature models of what we'll see later of the bigger model, but it's a small deer with the mountain range cutout, and you have the stars and the moon also in the deer's head. Very fine details on this. The laser does a great job at cutting out the tree details down below and even the star detail. The back side of this one's not finished, so that I can show you kind of the detail of the stars. You might be able to see it better when it's unpainted. But very good detail on the X-Tool 20 watt here, being able to get down and really carve those stars out and carve out those tree branches. These do come in various sizes as well. I'll be able to scale these ones up easily. So I take them from as small as this all the way up to about 17 to 18 inches. Getting into some of our larger items now, we'll take a look at some of the shadow boxes. This shadow box has yet to be painted, as I'm still trying to figure out the color scheme for it. But we have a 4-layer scene. We got some trees, a cabin, and a deer with some trees on the front side. We have the moon hanging out as well. These are very nice, especially if you have an LED backlight on it or an area where it has a nice glow behind it. Really can bring it to life. These come in 4 layers, as you can see here. And the 4 layers will be put together, and then we'll put a nice little bezel around the edge, and there's your final product. Looks pretty good. A little bit more time consuming to make these, also a lot more time consuming to paint and glue them together, so there's a bit more material, a bit more labor put into these, but overall they can make a very nice decor for any holiday season. Now jumping specifically into Christmas, we have some Christmas signs. Here we have a Merry Christmas with 2 snowflakes as the backdrop. Very fun to cut out. Takes up a lot of material. You do have a lot of waste product when you cut these, but they make for great little signs. These sell great at Christmas markets. They're perfect on mantles or on TV stands right beside a TV. They're very festive, very bright and colorful. And they're very easy to make and cut out in terms of the size of them because they are quite large. This one here, if I look at the sizing, we are about 14 inches wide, so probably close to then 8 or 10 inches tall. Again, I can scale these ones up a little bit bigger or go a little bit smaller depending on what the order wants, but they're quite easy due to the size to cut out, paint, and because they're all individual pieces, painting can be done in bulk with multiple orders, and it saves you a little bit of time there. So one of the 3 Christmas signs that we do support this year. The next one that has been actually quite popular is our Merry Christmas with just a couple of pine tree backdrops. This one looks pretty great as well. Again, bright, vibrant Christmas. Good backdrop of the darker tree. Looks good on like a fireplace or around a fireplace. Been selling these quite well. And we have one more. This one is a little bit more tedious. A lot more finer edges where you could potentially break it. But we have the Merry Christmas in white. We have the Santa and the deer in red. again on those trees, that dark green tree backdrop. It gives a lot of vibrant color, a lot of pop. Looks good again on any mantle. This one is a little bit trickier though, as this piece is not secured to the base plate. And because of the cursive lettering, there's a lot of narrowing edges that are very easy to break. So this one typically you'd want to glue onto the trees or fasten it down so it doesn't break. But they are sold individual pieces. So just one thing to watch out with this model, although it does look quite stunning. Moving on to some of our existing products that we had before, but we've now scaled them up and expanded onto a few new animals. So originally we've had this bear from before. Now we've scaled it up to a full size. This was a very popular bear that we were selling here. Typically I was selling them around the 10-inch area for the width. I've had a lot of people want them a lot bigger, taking it to as big as I can. I do have the expansion kit, so I can go quite large. But typically now I'm finding that about 18 inches is the right size for this mock-up. Again, the details in the tree, very good. Blown up bigger, a lot easier to poke things out and get this finished. The stars come out nice and crisp. You have that nice solid moon. I've also strengthened it up a little bit from the previous model so that the back edge here is a little bit thicker and the front edge down here is a bit thicker, so you're not at risk of it breaking. And it ends up looking really well when hung on a wall. Perfect for home decor, even better for cottages and cabins. To build off that one, we have now added this wolf. The wolf is unfinished in this state, but is again a large model of the wolf. This one is just over 18 inches. Beautiful looking wolf with the same kind of drop in it with the trees. We have the moon and the stars up on the head, and the wolf standing on a bit of a ridged mountain range. So looks like a beautiful art piece. Hangs very well on the wall. Again, great for your cottage or cabin. Very quick to cut these out as well. I do like cutting these. They cut quite well. They have a lot of strength, so they're not too delicate to be poking the pieces out, and they're easy to paint. And most recently, based off request, was everybody wanted to see a deer with the mountain range. So we've now added the larger deer with that same mountain range. This is the same one as the smaller one we looked at earlier, although this one happens to be scaled up to about the medium size. So not quite as large as the bear or the wolf that we just saw, but this would be the typical size for the deer, which is 10 inches by 8 inches. Moving on to another one of our layered models. This one has quite a few layers in it. So here we have a 10-layer Christmas scene. We have Santa Claus and the deer, we have a bunch of trees, we have a little city with some lights on in the houses, and some edge work around the edge of the town. Again, looks great. This one takes quite a while to produce. You have the 10 individual layers to cut out. There's lots of painting, lots of fine details to paint out, and then once it's done, you do have to glue all these layers together pretty well, perfectly aligned so that it doesn't look off. And then finally be adding a bit of trim frame around the edge just to kind of hide the edges so you don't see that thick of an edge, because this is a quite thick piece of work, although it does stand up on its own, which is nice. So moving on to the final two things that we currently have for sale would be number one, this welcome sign. So we have the full tree, all the leaves painted in green. Welcome on the white backdrop for good contrast. We have the blue sky and the green grass. This one is great for in a doorway, at your entranceway. Could even be anywhere within the house. If you do want it, I do also have the same version that is useful for windows. And it is basically the exact same tree, except for you don't get the back plate of the blue and the green, so that way you can hang it in a window and still have some of that transparency and see through. Both of these, I think, look great. Depending on your use case, they both have the need for either the back plate or being see-through. Both great products though. They do take quite a while to paint, and they're very fine because of doing every individual leaf tip, but I think looking at that end product, it's well worth it. And finally, the final fall sign that will be ending here soon as we move closer and closer to Christmas is our sunflower welcome sign. Try to get this just in contrast here with the back, but this sign looks great, especially under direct light. That yellow just pops. Perfect for an entranceway. Very great for windows, kind of that see-through area, but just a great sign. This one has been very popular this fall, and so we'll probably continue it through next year, although as we get closer to Christmas, our current items on our list will be changing to be more Christmas and New Year's driven. But this was a great sign. Very tedious to cut out. There's a lot of small details and a lot of areas where you need to make sure everything's aligned just perfectly. But once you get it set, just a great looking sign overall. I've also done a few with a different color scheme on the word welcome, and that can really make that welcome part pop. Okay, and I have one more bonus item that we're not yet selling, and it's not yet done, but it is a huge layered scene of a Santa Claus in a village with some night stars and the moon in the background. This one is going to actually have lights installed behind it back here, so the moon and the stars will all be glowing and twinkling in behind. Just a massive sign currently though. This one I think comes out to 17.5 inch by 17.5 inch. Quite easy to cut, takes a lot of material and a lot of time to paint them and realign them, but overall this, I think, when it's done, will end up looking fantastic with the LED backlighting on it. Okay, and that's all we've been creating for the past couple of months with the D1 right now. All of these products, like I said, are available for sale. We will be at Christmas markets in the Ottawa area. If you're not from this area and you would like to place an order, please reach out to me and we'll see what we can do. In terms of how the X-Tool D1 20 watt has been performing to make all of these, it's been great so far, I think. There has been a few issues with the software. The X-Tool 20 watt laser itself, though, has been great. It does require a lot less cleaning with the air assist, a lot less cleaning now that I have my ventilation system on it. If you want to see what I've done to create my own custom ventilation and enclosure, you can check out a video, I think, somewhere up over here. And I'll do a walkthrough of how I made it and kind of how it works and the reason why I had to do that just based on the shop setup we have right now. And maybe it'll be something that works for you as well. But other than that, X-Tool has been pretty good. My only issues right now have been that the software that it came with is not working well with the version I have. I've been in talks with X-Tool about the firmware and the software versions. There seems to be a mismatch, although my firmware is fully up to date. So I'll let you guys know what happens with those talks, but hopefully we'll get that sorted out, and then we'll be able to get into a bit more graphic of the engraving of images onto items. And I want to get back into doing some tile work, but currently the software issues that I'm having are preventing me from doing a lot of engraving, and they're definitely preventing me from doing the tile work, which is very unfortunate. So for now, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out. And until next time, we'll see ya.